real breakthrough in the field would be a disease-modifying therapy, something that slowed disease onset, slowed its progression, and ideally compressed morbidity towards the end of life, so we lived longer, so we maintained brain health for longer. Not that we need to live forever, but that we just push that dreadful morbidity, that loss of independence, that loss of cognitive power as late as possible for as short as time as possible. That's the disease-modifying therapies. Everything else that we talk about are based upon that. And that may mean that I don't just mean medication. It may be a recognition that there is something that we can do in preventive which has a major impact, or a therapy that has a major impact. That's the breakthrough we need. I thought it was very interesting in today's discussion how there are some risk factors that are coming out from epidemiology that we should be dealing with now. So it's not so much that we need to know more about whether or not smoking is bad or good for your risk. We know that, but we now need to tackle some of those other areas. What level of blood pressure is the optimal, and when do we need to do that for cognitive health? And what are the things that we're still missing, that we don't really understand why education is protective? Those are really interesting areas that we have to drill down onto. And some of them will need randomized controlled trials, other things we'll just need to have better information. I think it's a great opportunity to talk about what we don't know. So often in meetings we talk about what we do know, and we need to be thinking about what the gaps are, and by bringing people together to think about those gaps, we can also identify opportunities where we can make progress. I think it's going to be important that we conduct these forthcoming secondary prevention trials where we attempt to slow onset or delay progression in people who are still either well or very marginally affected. That's a real prize, but we do it wrong. They are large studies, they take a long time, they cost a lot. We do that wrong, that's a dreadful waste. So we really need to know, what are the biomarkers, what are the right populations? Even if we have a good therapy, we could waste potentially important therapies because we just haven't put the study together well. And so I think thinking around that is really important. And we can bring different people's perspective to that question. That's more powerful.